It was just slightly over a year ago that 49 people lost their lives at the Pulse Orlando nightclub. But have you checked out any of the mainstream media accounts of this odious anniversary, folks? It's quite interesting because it seems that so many media outlets have gone out of their way to purposely leave out a few pertinent details. For starters, who was behind the shooting? Oh, sure, we have his name, Omar Mateen, but what was he? What was his motive? If you had just emerged from a coma and were reading about the Orlando massacre for the first time, you'd be left wondering if Mateen was perhaps some drunken deer hunter who stumbled into the Pulse nightclub and started firing away at random. Or you might think Mateen was mentally ill or that he had been on drugs. You see, expunged from so much of the Orlando a year later coverage were the words Islamic terrorism. Don't want to offend anyone after all. In fact, conservative website NewBostonPost.com analyzed a Washington Post article chronicling the anniversary of the Orlando massacre. Even though the piece was more than 1,000 words long, nowhere would you find the following terms: Muslim, Islamic, jihad, or even terror. Yeah, even using the word terror or terrorists would appear to be too politically incorrect for the sensitive scribes working at the Washington Compost. In fact, the whole Islamist thing was so downplayed that the gunman's true motives at the gay nightclub were questioned. What was he up to? What was he trying to tell us? What does it all mean? Well, we know the answers to those questions, actually. Just check out the transcript of Omar Mateen's phone call to 9/11 in which he takes full credit for the massacre. Here's an excerpt, quote, "Praise be to God and prayers as well as peace be upon the prophet of God. I want to let you know I'm in Orlando and I did the shootings. My name is I pledge of allegiance to Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi of the Islamic State," end quote. Not a lot of room for nuance here, is there? But I guess this is all hearsay. No religion of peace to see here, folks. Move along, move along. And it only seems to be getting worse. Consider the most recent London terror attacks, which of course happened on the heels of the Manchester massacre, in which children were murdered. Here's Prime Minister Theresa May supposedly talking tough and completely blowing it yet again thanks to political correctness.
While we have made significant progress in recent years, there is, to be frank, far too much tolerance of extremism in our country.
Extremism, you say, Miss May? Not to be rude here, but what kind of extremism are you referring to? Buddhist extremism? Amish extremism? Hey, maybe it's Martian extremism. Yeah, that's the ticket. Forget about the illegal aliens. We got to be diligent when it comes to those devious space aliens. Moral of the story, folks, yet again, how can we even hope to defeat an enemy as ruthless as radical Islam if the mainstream media and our elected officials can't even utter the name of that enemy? For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Like what you just saw? Then click subscribe below and never miss another Rebel video.